going to do a quick audio check just to make sure you can all hear me okay. If you can see the question box, will you just post in there to let me know whether I'm coming through or not? Loud and clear, fantastic, great stuff. And I'm going to start sharing my screen. So hopefully you can all see that. Can you see my screen? Ask Lewis. Okay, absolutely perfect. So as always, it's great to see you all. Thank you very much for coming along. Brad, Dexter, Dedwin, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, sorry. Jeff, Ken, or both Kens. Martin, Michael, Moses, Rod, Sam, Savinda, Finis, and Virat. It's great to see you all. Thank you very much. So tonight's a Q&A Webby for Magic Submitter, and we've got back into the swing of things with these now, so we are going to start doing them every month. Please make sure that you are, first of all, using the tool so that as you get more familiar with it, you get better questions. But also, make sure that if you do get stuck with anything, just write your questions down so that on events like this, I've got plenty of questions to answer and can help you as best as I can. So I'm going to start off by just quickly asking all of you. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 15 people on the call so far. And I just want to ask all of you, a few more just joined actually, so welcome. What is your main focus for using Magic Submitter? Are you looking to rank your videos? Are you looking to rank your websites or social media profiles? Are you looking to power up your PBNs or build links to your citations? I'll be really interested to know what it is. Dexter's local marketing. Anybody else? What are you all doing? Website SEO, rank affiliate sites and videos, websites, local. So it looks like the largest majority of you are trying to rank websites with this tool. Stick a 1 in the chat box if that's what you're trying to do. Just literally put the number 1 and press enter if you are trying to rank websites. Okay, great stuff. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you this evening about how to rank your websites using Magic Submitter, what types of campaigns are going to be safe for you to use. I want to just quickly answer a question that Michael's posted. Can I change the email address of an existing profile in Magic Submitter if the mail address isn't working anymore? Or do I need to create a complete new profile? Best practice would be to create a brand new profile, because if you have tried creating any accounts or anything like that with Magic Submitter, it's going to remember that username and password, and a lot of sites use the email address. It can get a little bit confusing, so best thing, just scrap that profile if it's stopped working and create a new one. So there's a lot of talk about whether Magic Submitter is safe to use, not safe to use. Obviously, Google's clamped down somewhat on low quality links, etc. It is still very possible to use Magic Submitter, but you have to be very, very careful and very selective with which types of links you use. Okay, and I'm going to ask all of you this question now. Hopefully, most of you have got some idea of SEO. If I was to say to you now, let's just suppose you had a client who was in Miami, and I said to you, here is 1,000 PageRank 0 forums that are in Russian, and I want you to manually go to each one of those sites and create 1,000 links back to your client's website on foreign, non-related forums. How many of you would do it? Put a 1 in the chat box if you think that would be a good idea, and put a 2 in the chat box if you think that would be suicide. Plenty of twos coming up. Okay, fantastic. We're getting hell no's, we're getting no, 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 we're getting definitely nots, 100% no. Okay, great stuff. The reason why I asked that question is when you're using a tool like Magic Submitter, ultimately what this tool is going to do for you is it's going to take what you tell it to do and it's going to go out and do that for you on autopilot. There's nothing magic about it other than the name, in the sense of, I'm just going to open up a Paint document really quickly, and imagine this is your client's website, because this is how Magic Submitter works. Whoops, wrong one. Bit difficult drawing a rectangle freehand. Imagine this is your client's website, and if you had to do this manually without Magic Submitter, what types of links would you build? Would you build forum unrelated? And the simple answer to that one is no, you wouldn't. We all understand that that would be a silly thing to do. Would we build related forums on high PR sites? That's very possible. It's very, very possible that we might go and find some niche relevant forums, post a link if there was a good chance that it would give us real traffic. But what we would never do if we had to do it manually was go to an unrelated forum and just blast 1,000 links on PR0 sites. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys really quickly just to see if you're first of all following along, and second of all just where your skill sets out at. Satvinder's just asked, on forum links bad? Okay, I'll let you decide whether this is bad or not. One of my websites does SEO coaching. The Warrior Forum is the #1 internet marketing forum in the world that's got over 20,000 members. If I put a post on the Warrior Forum saying, hey everybody, I do SEO coaching, feel free to visit my website, and stuck a link to my website, would that be considered a good link or a bad link? I'll let you guys work it out. #1 if it's good, #2 if it's bad. Riaz says bad. Rod says good. I'm getting plenty of goods. Okay. A link from a forum, it's relevant to what you do and from a high quality site. Brad Edwards. Yep, exactly. If it's niche relevant and there's a real chance that it's going to drive traffic to your website, i.e. there's a lot of members and it's got some good authority. The Warrior Forum has been around for many years. It's a forum that's not de-indexed by Google. It shows up when you search for the Warrior Forum. That's a great link to have. It could send real traffic. And actually, to my Magic Submitter tutorials website, it sends me about 20% of my traffic. Okay, so I'm not getting some traffic from Google, but I'm also getting traffic from the Warrior Forum, the Wicked Fire Forum. I'm getting it from Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. Okay, this is great for your SEO to have real traffic, real referral traffic coming from real places. So, would I build forum links? Yes, but only under those circumstances. What types of links do you think might be beneficial for your website? I'll ask you guys this. What types of links do you think might be beneficial? Stick your answers in really quick. And blogs. So creating niche relevant blogs. Blogs Web 2.0 with more link juice. Okay, so great stuff. So let's stick this one in here, blogs. It would make sense for us to build links to our website that are blogs. Let's see what else people are saying. Bookmarks. Yep, it would make perfect sense to have bookmarks pointing to your website. Okay, somebody in the real world might. I'll show you an example of a bookmarking site. Just bear with me 1 second. I'll go to Delicious. Whoops. Let's just head over to Delicious. This is a bookmarking site, and for those of you that are not sure what bookmarks are, if I was to find a site that I liked, what I could do is I could click this little star button here and I could bookmark this. And now this is basically like saving this site to my favorites, which is great. It's very, very convenient if I wanted to come back and find a site, I can just go into my favorites, see that I bookmarked Delicious once upon a time. Great. The problem with it is though, if I was on a different computer, I wouldn't be able to access that bookmark. Okay, so there's services online like Delicious, which you sign up to an account and any website that you like, you save it to that site. And then it doesn't matter where in the world I am, if I log into my Delicious account, I can find all of those sites that I've bookmarked in the past and saved to my favorites. Okay, is that making sense to everyone? First of all, just what a bookmark is. Stick a one if you're following along. Plenty of ones. Okay, perfect. Okay, great stuff. So, if somebody bookmarks a site, it's the equivalent of them saying, I love this site so much, I want to save it to my favorite list because I want to look at it lots of times or at least look at it again in the future. Okay, so Google crawls these bookmarking sites, sees what's being bookmarked, and if lots of people are bookmarking your website, then that appears to be a great thing. So we definitely would want bookmarks pointing to our website. Somebody else has said Facebook posts, which would be social media. Fantastic, I'll stick social media in there. Magic Submitter doesn't currently do social media, but this is something outside of Magic Submitter you really should be focusing on. Making sure your website has got a Facebook page, is on Twitter, does have a couple of videos on YouTube that point back to it. You know, create a YouTube account. If you've got 5 keywords for your website, create one video for each of your 5 keywords and upload them to YouTube for those keywords and stick a link in the description pointing back to your website, either or to the homepage or to the respective pages for the keywords. You can then take those YouTube videos, share it on your Facebook page, share it on your Google Plus profile, tweet the links to the YouTube videos on Twitter. So definitely doing the whole social thing is a great idea. Why? Because if you stick a post on Facebook, somebody might see it, click it, and then you've got referral traffic. Okay? And that goes back to the whole referral traffic thing with the forums. Let me just stick forums back in here. Good quality forums, social media, bookmarks, blogs. Let me just go back and see what else people posted. I just went quiet. Can everyone still hear me? Can you? Yep, good now. Okay, sorry about that. Social sites, plug bookmarks, niche relevant. Okay, so plugs. Okay, just to explain this to you, what a plug bookmark is, in case people don't know. A plug bookmark, if you wanted to install a blog on your website, most people would install WordPress. WordPress is basically the platform. It's a blogging platform. Okay. If you wanted to install something a little bit like Delicious so that you actually owned your own bookmarking site, you wouldn't install WordPress because that's a blogging platform. What most people would do is install Plig. Okay, so there's lots and lots of bookmarking sites like Delicious that all run on the Plig platform. Does that make sense to everyone? Just quickly check. Yep. Citations for local, perfect. Okay. Sites like Yelp, Yellow Book, Merchant Circle, TripAdvisor, those types of sites. It makes sense for you to have those types of links pointing at your website, definitely. Okay. Again, why do we do that? There's a very real chance that people could click those links and visit your website as a result. Okay. So citations you could do in Magic Submitter. But to be fair, in my opinion, there's quicker and easier ways. The citations in Magic Submitter only work in the US, and it's quite a long process, and it's not one of the best supported service types in Magic Submitter, to be fair. So citations, you could use Whitespark, you could use Bright Local, you could use Fiverr. Go and find a great gig on Fiverr. For example, I've got a couple of amazing gigs that I use on Fiverr that do great work for me every time. I get about 100 citations for $50. So definitely these types of sites are going to be great for you. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Magic Submitter So just bear with me 1 second while I do that. And I'm just going to need to get my proxy list as well. If you haven't got proxies, definitely consider buying some. You can get proxies from buyproxies.org. And let me just quickly log into here. If I can remember my password. Nope, it's not that. Just bear with me 1 second. This LastPass that I'm using is a free plugin, free extension, and it's an absolute saviour. Every time I forget my passwords, I just put my master password in and it remembers it for me. So if you ever struggle with passwords, definitely consider something like LastPass. Okay, so just bear with me 1 second while I just grab my proxies. And I thought I'd just open Magic. It's just loading in the background. Okay, I'm just going to need to download this update really quickly. Let me just quickly read some questions whilst I am waiting for that to load. View questions. Can I change the email? We've done that one. Perfect. Maybe there is an exception if the client is working on an international project. But anyway, there should be no links without a page rank. If the client's working on an international project, let's say you're trying to rank for stop snoring in Spanish, the algorithm seems to be a lot more relaxed. So you could be a little bit more aggressive with your links. But taking advantage of little loopholes like that for clients or for yourself, it could only be a matter of time before Google comes along and updates the algorithm and you get de-indexed. So it just makes sense to work on quality rather than quantity. I think like this. I could rank inside 3 weeks and I might make money for 2 months and then get wiped out. Or I could take 2 to 3 months to rank and keep my rankings forever. And I'd much prefer that strategy. So, I know a lot of people have got churn and burn sites where they just throw thousands and thousands of links at a site, let it rank for a few weeks, cash in big, and then they've got to start all over again when it gets wiped out. It's not really my approach to doing SEO. I much prefer to play the long game and have rankings that I keep. And what's interesting is, to answer the question, does Magic Submitter work or not? If you went back to my first ever webinar that I did for Magic Submitter back in September 2013, I showed a load of, September 2012, I think it was. I showed a lot of sites that I had ranked using Magic Submitter. Those sites are all still on the first page of Google now, like almost 3 years later. So this does work. You've just got to be smart with the software. What are your thoughts on buying social shares through services like Real Social Signals or AdMeFast, like crowdsourcing for social? You could do it, but less is more, in my opinion. It makes sense for you to have social signals before you start building links, okay? I look at SEO a little bit like this, cause and effect. And I'm going to ask every single one of you this question now. If you went out to a nice restaurant this evening and you had a great meal with your partner and you thought, I want to tell everybody about this restaurant, it's great. Would you pull out your smartphone and tell everyone on social media, or would you go home and write a 500-word article and post it to your blog? A 1 if you use social media and a 2 if you'd write a 500-word article. I'm getting lots of ones coming through here. So think about it like this. If you're using a tool like Magic Submitter and you're going out there and building thousands of links, you have to remember what a link is. A link is a vote of confidence. It's somebody saying, hey, I love this website so much, I've taken the time to post about it. Okay? Now, if Google's finding 500-word articles linking back to your website and it's finding you on forums and blogs and lots of other places, article directories, yet nobody ever once thought to take their smartphone out and post about you on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Can you now see, based on your answers, and I'll tell you, the majority of people picked number one and said they'll pull their smartphone out. Can you see why it now might be a little bit weird if you've got all these links pointing at your website, yet nobody ever once mentioned you on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn? Okay, so it's a very good idea to make sure you've got a Facebook page, even if you're doing affiliate marketing. Okay, even if you're only doing YouTube videos, still create a Facebook page because you can share your YouTube videos to it. Okay, then as you're building links to your website, Google's wondering, maybe the algorithm's thinking, oh, where are all these links coming from? They find you, you're listed on Facebook, you're listed on Twitter, you're listed in LinkedIn, you're on Google Plus, you've got social shares. It now makes those links that you're getting look much more believable. So, should you use services like AdFans Fast or AdMeFast or Likes Follow or crowdsearch.me, uh, maybe. You know, what I prefer to do, especially if I'm doing it for clients, I prefer to create a Facebook page and spend about $100 on a paid ad campaign. Get myself a few hundred likes to the page, because then when I post my YouTube video to it, I've got real people with a genuine interest on that page, which means there's a good chance a handful of them are going to watch my video if I ask them to. Now I've got real traffic flowing through my brand. Does that make sense, everyone? Just make sure everyone's following along. Perfect. And that's what this is all about. It's all about, yes, we want to be building links to our website. It makes sense to do that, but we need to try and make ourselves look as much like a real brand as possible, even if we're doing affiliate, even if we're doing videos, even if we're doing local marketing. It doesn't matter what we're doing. If we try and replicate what real brands do online, you've got a very good chance that you're going to those links are going to have much more power to them, and more importantly, they're going to look much more believable. It's all about the brand signals. You've got referral traffic coming to your site. People are talking about you on social. Google finds the links pointing to your site. Okay, it makes sense you're getting links because you've got all this referral traffic, you've got all these social signals. What looks really strange is if you've got this website that's got none of that, yet it seems to be getting thousands and thousands of links pointing at it every single month. There's no referral traffic, there's no social. Where's all these links coming from? Cause and effect. Okay, so you have to make sure that's a part of your strategy. If Google looks to social, looks to referral traffic, and you've not got any, then it becomes easily clear that you must just be blasting links to your website like a madman, okay, or woman. No, don't want to be come across as being sexist. A mad person, I should say. Are proxies necessary even if you're using HMA? If you're using HMA and you're happy with HMA, stick with it. The reason I don't like to use HMA is because when it switches IP address, it drops my internet connection. And I spend so much time sat on my computer, I don't like the fact that my internet keeps dropping in and out. If I use proxies, that doesn't happen. And I don't need to worry about starting it, stopping it. I forgot about it. I load the proxies into Magic Submitter. I leave it for 1 month. I get an email from BuyProxies saying, here's your new proxies. I then load those ones in instead. 10 semi-dedicated proxies cost $10 per month. And if you're running between 10 and 20 Magic Submitter campaigns, that should be enough. 10 semi-dedicated. It's the same price as HMA, but you don't have the headache of, oh, I forgot to turn it on, or it's dropping my IP address, it's slowing my computer down. So that's why it gets my thumbs up. What you're saying makes sense. How well does the template support building links from the mentioned websites? You can create your own templates in Magic Submitter, which I'll show you in a few minutes. Have a question on article directories. Should we use a legit ID and submit to all the directories using a legit ID of the company? This is so that the publishers can use that and the ranking of the offer will go up. Entirely up to you. I'm not using article directories anywhere near as much as I used to. You still can use article directories for sure. what I would probably do in that instance, if you want your clients to keep posting to article directories, you should do that not with Magic Submitter. You literally should just say to the client, here's the top 5 article directories, go and sign up to them, eSign articles, for example. Go and sign up, you can sign up for them manually if they're a client of yours, include it as part of your fee, and then you can get 100% unique relevant content that's not spun, no problems with it. Upload that to the website manually and just leave that for the top 4 or 5. Then you could take a spun article and submit it to the other ones with Magic Submitter if you wish to do so. Do you discourage people from buying social signals? No, I don't discourage people from buying social signals. What I do discourage people from, though, is doing silly things. It's a little bit of everything and not a lot of anything in particular. If I'm going to go to Fiverr, let's say I've created my Facebook, my YouTube, my Twitter, my LinkedIn, and my Google Plus. Okay? If I go to Fiverr and I say I want 5,000 followers on Twitter, and I get 5,000 followers and I've never tweeted yet, or I've only got 2 tweets, it looks stupid. When I do tweet stuff, what's going to happen is none of those 5,000 followers are going to favorite it, like it, retweet it. Do I look like I've got brand signals? No, I look like, at best case scenario, I've got 5,000 followers who don't care about anything I've got to say. I could have 1 million likes on Facebook. If I post something on my Facebook page and it's not getting any comments, it's not getting any likes, it's not getting any shares, that's not helping me. Imagine if a real prospective customer was to visit my page and they saw that every time I posted something, nobody liked it, nobody cared about it, nobody shared it. Okay? That doesn't show anything to the algorithm or to prospective clients other than either one, I've bought a load of social signals, or two, I've got lots of followers and they're completely disengaged. They don't care about what I've got to say. Okay, so have I used social signals in the past? Yes, definitely. Why? You're in a catch-22. Okay, at some stage, you're going to need to have brand signals. It's going to have to look like, before you start building links, you've at least got some people interested in what you want to say. So if I was going to go to Fiverr and I was going to buy a gig, I definitely wouldn't be buying 5,000 or 1,000 of anything. What I would be looking to do is I would type in something like Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter. Okay, string together a few different services like this and see if you can find any gigs. Just bear with me 1 second. I just want to see if I could. 1,500 top social signals. A gig like this looks like a good gig. And this is reflected in the fact that they've got quite a few orders. Okay, they've got 136 reviews, but you're going to get 100 Facebook website shares, 500 Facebook website likes, 600 Twitter tweets, 100 Google Plus. This is a little bit of everything, but not a lot of anything in particular. Okay, you see you're getting LinkedIn, Google Plus, Twitter, Facebook. Okay, I've not used this specific gig. Okay, I'm only looking at it, but this person's got 136 bio reviews and they're all 5-star. So would I do this if I was to go and create a new website? Yeah, because that's going to give me a lot of brand signals quickly. Okay, but it's not 5,000 or 10,000 of anything. 50 of, 100 of, something like that, a couple of hundred in this case, absolutely fine. Okay, so I wouldn't say I'd discourage it at all. If you want to do that, great, go ahead. Okay, it's not bad. If anything, I'd probably say I'm going to bookmark this gig myself because I actually like the look of it, and I'm definitely going to use it on a couple of things. Okay, so let me grab the URL for this gig for you, and I'll paste it into. I'll be interested now as well to see what other gigs this person's got. Top social signals, build best social signals, best quality social signals. pretty much the same gig repeated. I don't know why they put 4 gigs in there. If I ever see that where they've got loads of gigs that are saying the same thing, I just, like you see here now, I'm checking. I was just a bit worried there that maybe their last one got bashed because their service went rubbish or something. But no, this looks okay. So the guy is this one. I'll send it to you in the chat box. I think that went out to all of you. The video training from just over a year ago still work. It shows how to get the same video to rank on top of Google local results. It showed one video in 3 spots in 3 different video platforms. Yeah, that video was on Google Videos, YouTube, and Google Organics. That video training is still relevant, and I definitely recommend if you're trying to rank videos or social media, you should go and watch that. Okay, if you go into magicsubmitter.com/training, this is where you'll find all the training videos. I'm going to upload the last webinar here after this one, and I'll upload this webinar here as well. Let me just quickly scroll down. Here it is, ranking YouTube video method. This webinar that I did with Alex Krulik, it's not just for ranking YouTube videos. If you want to build authority to your Facebook page, build links to it, okay? Because remember, in everything, like, let me ask this question actually. How many of you are familiar with what domain authority is? The majority of people are saying yes. There's a couple of people that are saying not. Domain authority is a metric from Open Site Explorer, moz.com. And basically what they do is they take into consideration things like how long a domain's been around, what links it's got, how trustworthy are the links that are pointing to it. Domain authority has somewhat replaced what used to be PageRank, okay? PageRank is not really being updated by Google anymore, and SEOs needed another metric to look at. So Moz came up with domain authority. It's on a scale of 0 to 100, and the higher the domain authority, the better it is. So Facebook's up at like 98 or 100, Google's up at 100, and when you first create a website, you're at 0 domain authority. Okay. The great news about domain authority is it's updated much more frequently than PageRank. And you can look at websites using Open Site Explorer to see what their domain authority is. So let me just quickly, let me just go to one of my Facebook pages actually, just bear with me 1 second. I'll just go to one of my Facebook pages and I'll take this URL and I'll go to Open Site Explorer. And what I'll do is I'll paste this in here and it should tell me what the domain authority. You notice how the domain authority of this is 100, but the page authority is 1. Okay, so the domain authority refers to the domain as a whole, but the page authority is this individual page. I've never built any links to this particular page. You can see here, it's got no links. If I was to build links to this page, the page authority would go up. Okay, so when you create a citation on Yelp or Yellow Pages, or you create a Twitter account, or you create a Facebook account, or you create a YouTube channel, you're benefiting from the fact that it's got a great domain authority, but you're losing out a lot because the page authority is stuck at 0 or 1. So what we need to do is, if I could take this URL right now and using the exact same strategy that I showed you in the webinar, I can't remember where it's gone now. Using this exact method for like what the campaign template that I showed you, instead of putting a YouTube video URL in, I could put my Facebook URL in there and I could build links directly to that Facebook page. As a result of that, the page authority will increase. I can do the same thing with Yelp, Yellow Book, Merchant Circle. If I go and buy 100 citations, technically I could build a magic submitter campaign to each one of those citation sites. That's going to build up the page authority that actually contains my link, but um, it's also going to give my links a much higher chance of being indexed by Google, because it's not just another page one link, page authority one link out there. You know, Google, it's going to build up trust. So more chance my citations, social media posts, etc., will get indexed if I build magic submitter campaigns to them, and it'll also build up the page authority, which contains my link. Is everyone following along? Can you show an example in Moz? I don't know whether you posted that before or after I showed an example in Moz, Michael, but that's exactly what I just did. Done already, thanks. Okay, cool. So we're on the same page here. I didn't even see that comment then, and but yeah, that's cool. So just bear with me 1 second. Let me just scroll back up. Have a question on article directories. I've discussed that one already. Dexter, hopefully that answers your question. Anything that's not your website, i.e. anything you don't own. If you're not sure whether you should build magic submitter campaigns to it or not using the video template, best thing for you to do is take whatever it is that you've built. I don't know, let's just say it's a Tumblr blog. Take the Tumblr blog, go to Open Site Explorer, stick the URL in. If it's got a domain authority of, let's say, higher than 50, you can get away with using, for the most part, that video campaign template. That video campaign template's a little bit more aggressive than what you would do to your normal website, but because it's got such a high domain authority and it's more trusted, you chuck in 1,000 links at that, the rest of the domain, for the most part, will swallow up those links in the sense of it acts more like a filter. Your brand new website that's got no links, if you go and run the video campaign template to it, you might get away with it, but it might also be a little bit aggressive. Too many links too quickly from not the best sites. If you do that same campaign to a Facebook page that's got a DA 100, it's not going to affect it negatively. It'll only boost the page authority. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So anything, Tumblr blogs, anything basically. Stick the link into Open Site Explorer. If it's got a DA of 50 or more, use the video campaign template on it. The chances of you owning a website yourself, joesmithplumber.com, and it having a domain authority of over 50 isn't very high. Okay, if any of you have got one of those, we should talk. Okay, send me a message because I'll be really impressed to see it. But I doubt very much anyone's going to have, or very few people are going to have a domain authority plus 50 that they own as their money site. That's pretty difficult to get. Not impossible, but pretty difficult. How many different profiles do you recommend for each specific campaign? In the past, I used to recommend 5 for websites and 1 for social media. That's still, you can still definitely do that. 1 for social media. Pretty much now, though, I've changed the way that I work so that any campaign that I run, I just use 1 magic submitter campaign for. Okay, you can use 5 profiles for websites and you can try and build up the authority over time, but then you have to be a little bit more selective over which service types you choose. And I don't want to blow everyone's minds up. So for now, stick to using, or from this point forward, 1 profile, 1 campaign. When you're finished with it and you want to run another campaign, just create a brand new profile. Just rinse and repeat that strategy every time. Don't use old profiles over and over, unless you're somebody that's had training from me, one-on-one coaching in the past, because then I know you've got the best templates. I've explained to you why and how and what for. If you're one of those people, feel free to keep using my one-on-one coaching method. But for everybody that's brand new that just wants to get started with magic, one profile, one campaign. Don't worry about things too much. Just rinse and repeat that, and you're going to have a pretty good amount of links being built each time without it causing you many problems. I am unable to understand effectiveness of index sharing service. Does it really help? They used to work really, really well. What I would say to you now is the easiest way for you to check whether a link's indexed or not is to copy and paste that link straight into Google. Okay, so if Magic Submitter bills you 300 links, for example, this is a blank copy of Magic. I've not got anything running on this one. I usually have it on my server. I doubt very much there's anything running on here. I just use this one for the training webinars. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna. No. But in here, in the top left, is the link manager, for those of you that are not sure. When a campaign's gone from start to finish, you go up into the link manager and your links are going to be listed here. And what you'll want to do is change link type to submit item, and then that will show you the actual pages that Magic created that contain your link. What you then want to do is highlight one of them. You can export these. If you click on that, it will give them to you in a notepad file, and then just spot check, copy one, head over to Google, and just paste the link straight into Google. So for example, let me just if I was to go to Google and type in something like rankingrabbit.com, you can see it's indexed. It's showing up number one. Okay. If I was to type in Joe Bloggs plumbing.com, I wouldn't expect this to show up. I don't think it's a real business. There's no Facebook page. There's a Facebook page. I'm surprised about that, but in somewhere in South Africa. But oh, hang on. You see, the website's not coming up number one, and as a result of that, this would be a not indexed link. Okay, let me just stick it in quotes to make 100% sure. If that link's not indexed, it means that two things. Either one, Google's not happy with the link, or two, it's not aware of it yet. If Google's not aware of it, what we can do is use an indexing service to try and get that link indexed. What I would say to all of you is there's a couple of different ones in Magic. Try all of them and find the one that works best for you. Okay, literally just bear with me 2 seconds, everyone. I'm sorry about this. Somebody's just knocked on my front door and they're waiting to speak to me. So I'll literally be 2 minutes. I'm just going to pause this for a couple of seconds. Hey everyone, sorry about that. I'm back again. Let me just quickly check to make sure you can all still hear me. Jason wants a refund. Oh wait, it's free. Very cool. That's quite funny, that. Okay, so use your own. Test which ones you like. To be fair, you've got a couple of different options. You could just wait it out and eventually Google might index it. Indexing rates with Magic Submitter without any indexing and just having pinging set up, over a 3-month period, you'd expect about 30% of your links to get indexed. If you use an indexing service, that figure should double, okay? 60%, you're never going to get 100% of your links indexed ever. And remember, it takes Google about 3 months to crawl the web. So if you build a link today, it doesn't matter if you submit it to an indexing service today, it doesn't mean that tomorrow it's going to be indexed. It still takes Google 3 months to crawl the web. Indexing usually will build some kind of other links to it or submit it directly to Google or ping it more than you will. And as a result of that, there's a possibility that it could get indexed slightly quicker. But for the most part, what you're trying to do is just double the amount of links that get indexed naturally by Google. That's what I use indexing for. Okay, so just bear with me 1 second. Let me see what other questions there are. Carl has left, but he asked the question, do you still use Magic Submitter to build links directly to your money site, or do you use it to send links to your tier 1? You can still use Magic Submitter to build links to your money site. You've just got to be careful with it. Okay, just make sure that the types of links that you're building are going to be the good quality ones. So don't go out there and start just randomly blasting to forums or things like StatusNet or Wiki. You can build links to those, but you just need to make sure you're choosing the good quality ones and not just blasting to anything just for the sake of it. Okay, so it was another video. It wasn't done by you, but somebody else. And it's difficult to say, Dexter. If the video wasn't done by me, I really can't comment on that. I don't know what the video was. So what I would say is, if you want to build links to videos or you want to build links to social media, watch that ranking YouTube method. It just works, okay? Yeah, just watch that and follow that campaign and you'll get great results. You have mentioned that you don't use the service article directories. Any other service type you recommend not using? I wouldn't use inside Magic Submitter. Let me just go through this real quick. Just bear with me 1 second. If I was looking at this, here's what you need to do. I'll show all of you how to do this in Magic Submitter. So just bear with me 1 second. We'll start off with article directories. Let's just take a look at these, okay? Most of these have got PageRank, and I know I said PageRank is an old metric, but it's still a good way for you to be able to determine whether you should be dropping your links on something or not. So we can see from these article directories, most of them go from PageRank 1 up to PageRank 6. That's not bad to use. Okay, if we go into bookmarking services, you can see these are PageRank 8, PageRank 7, PageRank 6, PageRank 5, etc. Okay, blogs again is for the most part it's going to be great quality links. Okay, so what I can do is I can go into manage campaigns, I can click create campaign, and I can create my own custom template. I can say, okay, I don't mind building article directories. I don't mind building bookmarks. I don't mind building blogs. And I can point these over and click this little binoculars icon to lay it out. But let me take something like profile links. If I double click on this and we sort this by PR, we can click on this. Look how many PR0 there are. And as we scroll down to the bottom, look how many PageRank NA there are. Okay, so in this whole service type, there is literally a handful which are PageRank 1 or 1 and above. So if you're not sure what you're doing, you could potentially be blasting a whole lot of bad links at your website. Okay, so you've got two choices. You can use this, but if you're going to use it, when you go through the campaign wizard, when you get to the last page of the wizard and you open the designer, what you'll need to do is double click on profile links and choose select PR above 0. And then it's not going to submit to all however many hundred of these there are. It's only going to submit to the ones with PageRank 1 and above. Okay, so you could use that if you wanted to. For my website, I prefer not to. I don't worry about that so much. PR sites, these are like free article directories more than actual press release. There are some press release sites in here. And actually, it looks like recently Alex has probably done a pretty good job of fixing these up. So press release, yeah, they look okay. They've got some decent page rank, so we could definitely build those. WordPress blogs, you're not submitting here. Basically, the way that this WordPress blogs works is it's other people's WordPress blogs that you're going to be logging into and submitting posts to. What you could do is you could scrape a lot of WordPress blogs related to your niche, or you could include your own WordPress blogs in this service type so that you can get Magic Submitter to auto post to your blogs. Okay, If you've got 20 blogs that are all in the health niche that are all on WordPress.org, then you could add these as services and take one article, spin it, run a campaign, and over the course of a week or two, it'll just auto post to all those different ones. But if we look at these WordPress blogs, look, PageRank 0, NA 0, 0, 0, 0. So again, if I was doing this to my website, it might not be the smartest idea. Okay. Microblogs. Let's take a quick look at this. This is Bloglines, Twitter, Plurk, Trello, BookJetty, all decent PageRank sites. So yeah, happy to use that. Okay, and this is kind of like, would this happen in the real world? In the real world, what would be the chances of somebody writing an article about SEO and sticking a link in it back to my website? Good chance. What would be the chances of somebody going to a high PR bookmarking site, liking my content, so they bookmark it? Quite high. Okay. Chances of me having a press release, quite high. Chances of me having blogs, quite high. Chances of somebody tweeting me on Twitter, quite high. Okay. StatusNet microblog. These are like Twitter sites. Again, as going back to the whole WordPress is a platform for blogging, Plig is a platform for bookmarks. StatusNet is a platform for microblogs like Twitter. If you wanted to have your own Twitter style site, you would install StatusNet. But if we go through and we look at these again, we've got lots of zeros and we've got lots of NAs. Okay, there's not very many good quality ones. So again, you've got two choices. You can leave that in there and make sure that at the end of the campaign wizard, you select PR above 0, or you just say, well, there's only going to be 3 or 4 links coming from that anyway. I won't worry about that one. PDF file sharing sites, Magic Submitter will take your spun article, turn it into a PDF and submit it to PDF sites. Great quality sites in here, decent PageRank, so you could have that going to your website if you wanted to. Blog platforms, lots and lots of not very great links in here. Okay, there are some good ones in here, and there's a sizable number of them. We can see PageRank 1. Yeah, there's a lot of PageRank 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. So you could include that one, but this is one that you would definitely want to make sure that at the end of the campaign wizard, you only select PR above 0. Okay, so what I'm saying is when you get to the end of the campaign wizard and you've got 2 choices, one choice is to run a campaign, the other choice is to open the campaign designer. You would want to open the campaign designer, come in here and double click each node that you want to change and select PR above 0. Okay, so you could have that. And Plig bookmarks, there's a lot of zeros and NAs in here, so you want to be careful with this one. And notice there's a lot of blanks. I'm going to show you how to fix these blanks in a minute. We don't know what page rank they are currently, but there's a lot of zeros in here. There's a lot of NAs. Still worth posting to because there's some decent sites in here that are 5, 4, etc. Okay, again, in the campaign wizard, choose just PR above 1. Guest blog, 100% stay away from. Link directories, Google actually says don't submit in their guidelines. They actually say don't submit to low quality directories or low quality bookmarking sites. So low quality to me is anything that's an NA, a 0. Okay, we don't want to be going out there and submitting our website to thousands of these really low quality directories. And this is only going to work for the home page of your website. And if we go through these, this is going to be something that you're going to want to really check. Like there's German sites in here. It wouldn't really make sense for your site that is about, I don't know, fashion being posted. I don't know what this means, but let's just say one of these German directories is about horse riding. It wouldn't make sense for you to have an article, you know, a link from a directory that's in a foreign language that's not even related to your website. That's when it starts looking like you're using spam tools. So you could use these, okay, if you wanted to. This would be a one-time submission. You wouldn't include this in a campaign template because once you posted your URL to this site, it won't accept you to post it again. Okay, so you would do that as a standalone one-time submit. But let me just, I just need to put something in all of these fields just to let me set the categories. I just want to see, let's just pretend that my site was related to real estate. I'll do that. And in fact, most of these are not even asking me to submit a category in this way. This one will be done slightly differently. Sorry, I've got to put my categories down here. If you're not sure how to fill this in, up in the top right, it says click here for help, and it'll actually tell you the different types of categories that are available. This is going to be one of those though. I'll come back to link directories in a minute and explain something about that. You wouldn't include it in a campaign template. Wiki, there's some decent wiki sites out there, but there's a lot of zeros and NAs in here again as well. So you want to be careful about those. So in this instance, probably wouldn't include them. Web 2.0 profiles, great idea to include these. There's a lot of great quality ones, like 98765. But again, you're not going to want to submit to the zeros and N8s. This is really about focusing on the quality, not the quantity. Okay, I'd much rather have Magic Submitter build me 50 or 100 links over the course of a month, and them all be great quality links, because you might look at it and go, oh, I only got 50 links and only half of them are going to get indexed. 25 links. And I'm being stupid. That's a ridiculously low figure. Let's say it's going to build you 100 or 200 links at the end of the month that are good quality links. How long is it going to take you to manually go out and build 100 to 200 links? A long time. Do we need to be building 10,000 links to our website? No. When you go to the first page of Google and you analyze your competition, most of those have only got 100 links or a couple of hundred links. Okay? Run a campaign that's smart. If you notice that your competitor's got 1,000 links and you're looking at it and going, well, Magic Submitter's only building 100 per campaign or 200 per campaign, this is going to take too long. We'll run 2 campaigns instead of 1 in a month. Okay, so you're building links twice as quickly. But focus on the quality. You don't want to be building thousands upon thousands of links per month. Citations, that's a standalone thing. I've already discussed that. I'm not doing anything with audio info, PR8 profiles, Squiddo, or blog commenting. Okay, so something that looks a little bit like that would be safe if you went in and you only chose page rank 1 and above. What you can then do is make sure that these links actually get indexed. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to make sure that you are building a second tier. Okay, so what I'm doing with this template is I'm just building my own custom one rather than using one of the default ones, because some of you might be looking at this now and thinking, James, I don't know why you're building that type of link. I don't like it. And if it doesn't fit within your strategy, then don't build it. It's literally that simple. Okay. Some of you might be looking at this and thinking, oh, wow, yeah, I really like this type of link building. Well, great. You know, you can go and build it. You might have the same strategy or a slightly different one. In Magic Submitter, you can choose. If you want to say, no, I only want a campaign where I build blogs to the first tier and I back that up with just bookmarks and just RSS feeds, I'm too scared of everything else, fine. Build a campaign like that and forget all of the other stuff. You've got to build what you're comfortable with. I can show you some guidelines and tell you what I believe to be okay, because we're at a big difference in some people are just starting out, some people have been doing SEO for a long time. If you're already doing SEO for a very long time, feel free to fill your boots, create whatever campaign templates you like. It's entirely up to you. For those people that are just starting and you need some guidelines, stick to something quite similar to this. Doesn't have to be, just stick to something similar to this for your money sites, and you're going to be relatively all right, as long as you only focus on the good quality. You're going to have a large mixture of good quality links from a lot of, with a lot of diversity, a lot of different platforms, but because you're only choosing PR1 and above, you're only going to end up with 100 or 200 links in a month. Does that make sense to everyone? Everyone following along? I spoke for a long time there without looking at the questions. So how would you go about adding my own PBN, Web 2.0 and WordPress sites to Magic Submitter? Okay, how do I get Magic Submitter to submit only to a specific website in a campaign, e.g. Tumblr only? Brad, I just went through that a little bit in terms of when you're choosing PageRank 1 and above. If we double click on this, what you can do is you can select, you see here how it's select all. We can change this to unselect all, and then we can just manually go through and say, well, in this campaign, I only want it to submit to Bibsonomy, Digo, Jedi, UMob, for example, and you can hand select which ones you want. Okay, to do that, you would go through the campaign wizard, and on the last page of the campaign wizard, instead of choosing run campaign, you choose open campaign designer, and then it will bring you to this section. Now, once you've created your campaign template, what you're going to want to do is click Save Campaign Template, give this campaign a name, let's say One Website Template, save that, and now that's saved to my Magic. So when I go through the campaign wizard, I'm just going to put ones in here just so that I can get through to the next page. I choose a template. Now that One Website template's in there for me to use as often as I like. Okay, so how do you add your own websites if you wanted to get Magic Submitter to post? What you need to do is you need to, I did a video on this actually, Carl. It's not something that I can explain in 2 minutes, so let me just see if I can find. Let me just see if I can find. No, it's not there. The particular training. That literally, if I was to go through and do that, what is platforms? It might be in this what is platforms video. That would probably take me half an hour to explain and make sure it was all set up properly and go through that. And this is just an hour Q&A. Two choices, Carl. One, if you really want to add all of your Web 2.0 sites and your PBNs and everything else to get Magic to auto post to them, you could consider booking me in for an hour's coaching. I charge $100 for an hour. Alternatively, we could make that one of the topics of the next webinar. Feel free to add me to Facebook. It's facebook.com/Upjohn, which is my surname, Funk. Okay, F-U-N-K, a bit like Uptown Funk. Feel free to add me to there. You can send me a message regarding that specifically. And same goes for any of you. If you've got questions related to, let me say this, sorry. When I say if you've got questions related to, if you want me to discuss something on a webinar, you can message me beforehand. Feel free to do that on Facebook, okay? But please, please, please respect my time. I do run an SEO agency. I have got a wife and 3 kids. Please don't come to me and ask me questions like, hey, should I have 5 proxies or 8 proxies or 10 proxies? Because that kind of question is in the training. I'm more than happy to help you out. If you want to book me in for coaching, you can definitely do that as well at $100 an hour. I'm a pretty giving person, but if I have 200 Magic Submitter users asking me 8 questions each a day, I literally won't be able to run my business. So if you ever ask me a question and I don't respond, please, please, please don't take it personally. It might just be that I picked my phone up whilst I was on another call, read it, and then forgot to get back to you, or it might just be that it got hidden in amongst however many other messages I get in a day. So if you ever message me and I don't respond straight away, please don't take offense to it. You can always message me again and say, hey, bud, just checking up on this again in case you missed it. Okay? Feel free to add me though, anyone. And if you ever want any topics of webinars discussing, that's the best way for you to do it. I followed the training you did on Tumblr, but it didn't work for me. Okay, yeah, that probably needs updating. What happens is, with Magic Submitter, this is a little bit technical now, but I just want you to understand why some sites in Magic work sometimes and don't work others. Imagine Facebook.com, okay, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I've literally only been on here an hour on a call, and I've got 8 notifications, 4 inbox messages, a friend request. This is what it's like from 1 hour to the next. Imagine if I leave the house for 4 hours and I come back to 20 plus messages, hundreds of notifications, loads of friends requests. So if you ever message me and I don't respond, please don't take it personally. I love connecting with everyone. It's just sometimes I get so swamped and the same thing on Skype. I've got over 700 connections on there. So if I don't respond, I don't want any of you to take it personally. I love connecting with all of you. It's just sometimes I just run out of time in a day to get back to everyone. So what was I going to say? I feel completely. Oh yeah, this is it. If I go to Facebook, you see here how this says log out. What Magic Submitter does is literally, it's just a set of code. So if Magic Submitter wanted to post to Facebook, Alex would literally code it to say, go to Facebook, click on this arrow and look for log out. Okay, because it always wants to make sure you log out before it runs the commands. So it would log out and then it would say, put the email address here, put the password here and click log in. Well, that's all well and good, but when the codes are done, the next day or the next week or the next month or the next year, Facebook might do a redesign. And now this doesn't say log in, it says sign in, or it says something else. Or it doesn't say log out, it says sign off, or it says sign out. One small tiny change by Facebook would stop Magic Submitter from being able to post to that website. And there's a couple of thousand websites in Magic Submitter that are constantly changing their code. So if you run a Magic Submitter campaign today and you don't get a link from Wall Inside or Yemly or Weblog, whatever, Verblog, the reason is just because the code's been updated, the code's changed on the website, and we're constantly battling against those changes. Every time a site stops working, we then need to have to go into the back-end script, fix it so that we can post to it again. So I know that was a bit of a long explanation, but Cole, the video that you watched related to Tumblr, the reason it might not be working is because Tumblr might have changed something with the way that we now need to log in or some process. So I'll take a look at that method again and see if it's something that needs updating our end. Maybe something changed slightly, and I'll see if I can get that working for you as well. Tumblr's notoriously difficult though. They're one of those types of sites where we fix the code and within an hour it's not working again. Google Plus is another one. Okay, but I'll do my best to see if I can get that Tumblr method working for sure. Wow. Most of the backlinks created are getting a no follow tag. What's the right way for using what's the right way for using a href? If it's getting a no follow tag, that'll be coming directly from the website itself. Okay, so you're posting to Tumblr or you're posting to Facebook, and Facebook's just no following all external links. There's nothing you can do to get around that. That's the website that does that. Okay, I wouldn't worry about it too much. A no follow link, if you're getting it from a high domain authority site, it is still going to build up your trust. It is still going to build up your authority. It's a bit of a misconception that you can't rank with no follow links, because you can. Okay, it's not passing on any juice in the respect of how it used to pass it on. You're not getting as much juice, but Google's still aware of the link. It still counts as a mention of your brand. And yeah, definitely you can still get rankings. So I wouldn't worry about the no follow too much. What I'd be more concerned about is if you had a ridiculously high percentage of do follow links, because then it looks like you're buying them. So don't sweat that one. How do I get Magic Submit website campaign Tumblr? We discussed that. Have I missed anyone's questions at all? If I have, please just post it again. Where to get Magic Submitter new templates? You can just create your own templates. I actually, as part of my paid coaching, I give away my custom templates on paid coaching calls. What I might be able to do is put some bundle together of what I consider to be the best ones, but I can't do that without speaking to Alex first because it's his software, not mine. So we might see if we can get him to update a couple of the default templates in Magic. But he's away in Tenerife at the moment, and I need to wait for him to get back to run that buy-in. Let me just quickly check. I'm going to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. So best way to get in contact with me to book some one-on-one training, you can head to my website. It's magicsubmittertutorials.com, and that explains everything in there. If I built a question and answer content and want to post my questions using one profile and answer that question using another profile, is that possible using forums? Okay, this is interesting. Me and Alex are working on a script at the moment, which is a question and answer script. And that's exactly it. It runs on the queue to answer. So you'll use one profile to post a question and then you'll use another one. So at the moment, no. Will we get it working in the foreseeable future? Yes, we're actively working on it at the moment. Any final questions? I'm going to wrap this up in the next couple of minutes. And I hope this has been helpful for everyone. I hope you will feel like you got something out of this. Like I say, we do these once a month. Be more than happy to okay. Yeah, Moses, if you've got me on Skype, this is personal. If you've got me on Skype, send me a message on Skype, mate. If you haven't got me on Skype, just add me. It's Magic Submitter Tutorials. Do I prefer GoToMeeting again instead of any meeting? No, Michael. I prefer any meeting. This webinar, when I do the webinars for Magic Submitter, I use Alex's GoToMeeting account. This is not my GoToMeeting, it's Alex's. Okay, so that he gets the webinar recordings and can send out all of the invites and everything else. I definitely prefer any meeting. Okay, great stuff. So I'm going to say thank you very much to everyone. I really appreciate all of you coming along. If you've got any questions, feel free to send me a friend request me on Facebook. You can add me to Skype as well. We do these once a month. If you would prefer somebody to just run you through your first Magic Submitter campaign from start to finish, you know, where to get the best content, what's the best indexing, best proxies and everything else, and what's the best methods for spinning and the best campaign templates and best practices, etc., etc. Just book me in for some coaching one-on-one, and I'll do it like on a webinar like this, but it will just be one-on-one, and I take control of your screen, so I'll actually build a campaign for you on your screen from start to finish and explain to you exactly why I'm doing everything at every step along the way on a one-on-one call. So if you're interested in that, feel free to book me in for some coaching, and I'd love to do that with you. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. You take care, and I look forward to speaking to you all again. It's been a real pleasure. So I'll get this webinar recording uploaded to the Magic Submitter training site within the next couple of weeks. For everyone that's been coming on these webinars a long time, I really appreciate it. And a few people, I know it's only your first or second webinar. The tempo of the webinars is usually like this. Literally, I'll answer any question live on the call if you've got one. So go away now, learn how to use Magic Submitter a little bit, write your questions down, and we'll speak again in a month. Welcome to Magic Submitter. Thank you all for coming tonight. You all take care. Good night and God bless.